A few days ago, I contacted Nannette at Our Watch Global to try and get some information on how to get unstuck. She is the founder of Our Watch Global, and she assists women in getting back on track, which is something that I need assistance with now. But my main goal was to get some support in developing a program for women coming out of domestic violence and how to find yourself again, how to manage getting back on your feet, and how to get their house to feel like a home again. Personally, I've gone through a homeless shelter with my children that was specifically for women coming out of domestic violence. I have been in and out of physical abuse situation as well as verbal abuse. And so I would like to give back to women who are not only coming out of domestic violence situations, but transitioning into their new lives. And so it is now a couple days later, and earlier, because Nannette is based in Ghana, I got an email early this morning from her. And when I finally got up and looked at the email, she mentioned how my work would be helping in situations like the one she attached. And unfortunately, it was a link to a story about Nancy in Florida, who she's the vice mayor of Coral Springs. And unfortunately, her life was taken in a domestic violence situation. I don't know the story fully. I don't know Nancy, and I definitely send my prayers to her family and friends and the people in that community. But it does force me to put myself out there and hopefully put myself in position to move forward in this passion that God has put in my heart to do. Usually when something like this happens, people who have not been in these situations, their first question is, why do the women stay? Or how do they find themselves in those situations? And there could be multiple reasons. I don't know why or how long she was in that situation. I don't know if it was an ongoing situation or something that just happened out of the blue. So I am going to speak to from my own experience as a woman that in my younger days was in an abusive relationship. Got out of it, went back to it several times, why a woman would be in that situation and why they would stay. So personally, I think the first big thing, if you come from a home where domestic violence happened, it tends to desensitize you to trauma. My father wasn't abusive, but my mother left my father and eventually got with another man who was abusive. And being young and exposed to a situation like that does take away some of the shock, I think, of the first time it happens to you. It's almost, I don't want to lessen it and say it's familiar, but it would be much more shocking to someone who had not experienced that situation. So I think, number one, being exposed to something, violence, neglect, or some other situation like that at an early age, I think that could be one reason why someone would not be shocked enough initially to leave. Secondly, a big part of my decision making when I was younger was keeping up appearances. And again, I don't know Nancy nor her family or her reasons, but for me, especially back then, it was not well received if you were a single mother I was in a college course that actually had statistics on how horribly your children would do if there was no father in the home, and African American children were at the bottom of that list of things that could happen. And it said even if the father was replaced with a stepfather, those children were more likely to do poorly. So I thought, I would have to suck it up and just get through it for my children's sake. That was another reason why I stayed. Another one was, at the time, I didn't have my own understanding of spirituality, and people can take things that religion says and twist it any way they want. And I definitely did that. I took, the word divorce and single motherhood and all of this other stuff, all of this misunderstanding of what religion was, to heart. I thought, I don't want to be divorced, and I don't want my children to be in a single parent household, and I don't want that stigma on my children. So again, that compounded my decision on trying to stay and stick it out. Another reason why eventually after I left, I ended up going to a homeless shelter. I ended up in a domestic violence shelter because I had nowhere to go. And at that point, obviously, my family, I'm sure, was sick of me, so I didn't have anywhere to go. Some things transpired there I'll probably get into later, but I wasn't able to stay. They gave me an apartment, but I wasn't able to stay there. And so because I had nowhere to go after leaving the shelter, I ended up back with my ex. So finances are a huge part of why a lot of women stay in that situation, especially with children. A lot of times, you do have that second income, and when you leave, childcare and everything else, uh, it can be a hardship on you if you are not prepared. Another reason I think that you rarely hear people in codependent relationships in the beginning, often, especially if you are a woman with a narcissist. In the beginning, they show this glamorous, charismatic personality, and they're everything you wanted and needed, and they show the side of them that you're always playing in the background and hoping that will return. You have a taste of who this person is, and there's a little bit of delusion about that coming back, you know. And every once in a while, they throw you some breadcrumbs, and you do get a feeling of, oh, okay, this can work. Some, a little bit of what feels like hope, unfortunately. And so that game goes back and forth in your head about, okay, it's not so bad. There is a possibility that it can go back to how it was before. And so that is a big part of it. So there are multiple reasons why a woman gets into or stays in that situation. And like I said, I can only speak from personal experience. Um, but in my case, thankfully, I left when the person purchased a weapon. And that, I guess that will be a story for another time as well. But I think, like Tabitha Brown said just recently, I'm making this video. I don't know why yet. I have an idea of what I would like to do and how I would like to help. I know those situations that I've been through were not in vain. I know that your experiences in life, you're supposed to take and reach back and pull other people up with you. And that is truly my heart. But I would like to do that now in the right space. So I'm going ahead and putting this out there. It's not an easy thing to talk about, but eventually I would love to have a hand in women staying out. And I guess that's what the purpose of this video is. And hopefully it reaches the right ears. But I would love to be a part of making the new space feel safe and like home while you heal. And I guess it may sound like it's not important, but when you leave places, I've stopped and started so many times. And when you leave, it can be difficult if the home and the space that you're in doesn't feel like home. It doesn't feel like yours. So I would like to help in that way at the beginning, and hopefully later on get into providing furniture and housing and things like that. But for now, I'm not going to wait until I can do that. I'm going to do what I can now, which is show women how to purchase things affordably. Sometimes you're starting over. I would like to share my experiences in how do you restart? How do you get the things, dishes, towels, toys for your kids for Christmas that year. There are programs and things that are available. And sometimes, the people that you're working with or people that are assisting you don't have the information. So I'd like to start there, and then we will just see where it goes from there. So I will link Nannette's program in the description because her program is really good as far as helping you get clear on what direction you're going in. And again, I do pray for Nancy's family, as well as all of the women who are finding themselves in these situations or just coming out of these situations, to know that there is hope. There's hope to find yourself again, to love again, to enjoy yourself again, for your children to be in safe spaces, for you to be in safe spaces. So thank you for listening. I hope you continue watching and support this channel by liking and sharing.